Alright guys, let's do 59, row 59 together. So we are going to now chain 1, and we're going to do we're going to single crochet 2 together over the next 2 stitches, and we're going to actually repeat that across, okay? So that means you're going to do a single crochet in the first and make a loop, a single crochet in the second, make a loop, and you're not just single crocheting, you're actually pulling the loops up, and yarn over, pull that loop through. Okay, so now you're going to do that all the way across until you have 16 stitches. So again, insert your hook, pull that loop through, insert that hook, pull your loop through, yarn over, pull it through. Alright, and you're just going to do that all the way across, okay? So that was actually my third one. This is going to be my fourth. So you're decreasing the whole row now. And this is my fifth. Sixth. Seventh. 8. 9. 10. 11. 12. 13. 14. 15. And let's double count here. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. Okay, so I am at 16 here. Alright, so now for row 60, all you're going to do is chain up 1, and we're just going to make us a single crochet row across. So you should have 16 stitches, and all you're doing at this point is just putting a band here to where we're kind of holding our end together and making it look clean. After you do a bunch of decreases like that, you just always want to have that single crochet row. Just gives it a nice finishing edge. You'll still maintain those 16 stitches. Okay? So that is row 60, and then you're going to turn now and you're going to repeat row 61. So you're just going you're going to repeat row 59, so you're going to chain up 1, and you're going to single crochet the whole row. So we had 16 stitches, now you're going to get it down to 8, okay? So you're going to go in the first one and the second one and come up and pull through your loops, and you're going to do that across your row. And then it'll leave you with 8 stitches across. Alright, so you're just single crocheting 2 together all the way across. And again, you're doing a lot of these, so if you're not familiar with how to do it, this is not a teaching tutorial on how to single crochet 2 together. You'll have to go back to that video itself and under stitches and stitch patterns and learn that stitch itself. Okay, so now you should have 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, which we do. Alright, so now rows 22 and 23, you're just going to do single crochet rows, okay? So you're going to chain up and then you're going to do 2 rows of single crochet, and I will meet you back and we will do rows 64 and 65. So do 2 rows of single crochet here. Alright guys, now what we're going to do is make our button loop. So what you want to do here is chain 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Now you're going to skip the first 7 single crochet, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then what you're going to do is join with a slip stitch in the last single crochet of the row. Okay, so just join into that last stitch with a slip stitch. Now you're going to turn and you're going to do a chain 1, and what you're going to do is 12 chains, or you're going to do a single crochet in each of the next 12 chains. Okay, and that may be a little difficult in this yarn, but you can do it. So you're going to do a single crochet in each of the next 12. So that was 1, and it's hard to see some of them. 2, 3, 4. So basically just do a single crochet in all of them. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And then you want to slip stitch into that last stitch on that row again. Okay? And then we're just going to fasten off, leaving a long enough tail that we're going to have plenty to weave in. Okay? And that's the buttonhole. And then you just want to find plenty of room to weave that in. And it blends in rather nicely, so you should be just fine with weaving that in there. Okay, and I'll weave that in here in just a second off camera. So now what we're going to do is we are going to work on our flower, and I will be right back in just a second and we will start that up. Okay guys, as you may know, the flower on our cowl is actually going to be the button. So what we're going to do now is we're going to be chaining 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. You're going to join in the beginning with the slip stitch, of course. Alright, and find your center ring here. Then what you're going to be doing is chaining a 1 and hold that tail as we go around. You're going to do 12 single crochet into that ring, okay? So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12, and pull on that tail as you need to. Okay, so now what you're going to do is you're going to join with a slip stitch in the front loops of the first single crochet. Okay, the front loop, and all of us know what the front loops are. So join only in that front loop, okay, not that back loop. So you want to take that front loop and join right there. And you can turn that over now. If you worked over that tail, go ahead and get rid of it and get it out of your way. Now what you're going to do is chain 1 and you are going to now, working in the front loops, you're going to do a single crochet and half double crochet in that first stitch. So you're going to do a single crochet and a half double crochet in that same stitch. Okay? So then now you're going to do a half double crochet and single crochet in the next. So just the opposite. Half double crochet in the next and single crochet, all in the same. Okay? Then you're going to do a single crochet and half double crochet in the next. So single and half double in the next. Okay? And you're going to repeat this around, all the way around, and ending in the, I'll show you one once we get there. It's just a little easier to show you. So what you basically ended here with, you're going to start with, okay? So basically you're going to do a half double in the next, and then a single in the next stitch, in that same stitch. Alright, so in the next stitch, you're going to start with a single, and then a half double. The next stitch is a half double, then a single in the same. Then the next stitch is a single and a half double. Next stitch is a half double and a single. Next stitch is a single and a half double. Next stitch, half double and a single. Next stitch is a single and half double. And the next stitch is a half double and a single. Alright, so basically what you want to do is join with a slip stitch in the remaining back loop of the first stitch, okay? So when we started in the front loop, and you want to go here. You see where the back loop remains? You want to start where we had the single crochet in the back, in the front, so you're going to start here in the back, and if you look real close you see all those loops remaining. Those are the loops that you're going to start in. So you're going to start here in this back loop. Okay, so you want to join with a slip stitch in that back loop. So you should have 6 petals. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so that's what you're going to have at the end of round 2. Alright, and I will be back with you for round 3. Alright, round 3, you're going to do a chain 1, and we're working in the back loops this time of the remainder loops of round 2. So what you're going to do is do 2 single crochet in each single crochet round. So you'll just hold your flower over, and you'll do 2 single crochet in each one of those loops for a, let's see if it gives a total of 24 stitches. Okay, so you'll hit each one of those loops for a total of 24. Okay, so the loops that I showed you are the loops you're going to go in. So 2 single crochet in each one of those. And you'll probably hear George talking in the background. He's full of himself. I think I should put him on payroll for entertaining while I'm on my videos. But he doesn't always do what I tell him to do, so I'm not sure how that would work out. Okay. 2 in each one of those loops. So let's see how many we have at this point. So there's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Okay, I've got 19 so far. Well, there was 20 because I missed the first one. 21, 22, 23, and 24. Alright. So then now what you're going to do is join with a slip stitch in the front loop of the first single crochet. Okay, so the first single crochet you did, you want to join into that front loop. Okay, now this is what you're going to have at the finishing of round 4. So you will have 6 petals on top and basically 6 little petals here in the back. Alright, now, I'm sorry, that was round 3. Now round 4, you're going to repeat round 2, which is what we did here. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to chain up 1, and you're going to work in the front loops only, and you're going to do the single crochet, half double crochet in one, and then half double crochet and single crochet in the next. Okay, so you're going to start off with the stitch that you're in, and you're going to do the single crochet here, and then the half double crochet in the same stitch. The next one is going to get a half double crochet first, and then a single crochet. Okay, then the next one gets a single crochet, then a half double. The next one gets a half double first, then a single. The next one gets a single, then a half double. Then the next one starts off with a half double and then gets a single. Okay, so you're just going to go all the way around and do that same procedure. Okay, and then that's going to give you a total of 12 petals this time, and I'm going to meet you up at the last petal. Alright, see you there. Alright guys, we have just completed round 4 now, which was a duplicate of round 2. So we have a beautiful flower in the making. We have 12 petals back here in the back. So now, just like we did on round 3, we are going to turn it over. And you see our unworked loops going through here. That is where we're going to join. So you're going to join in this first unworked loop. And now what we're going to do, instead of doing 2 single crochet in each of these loops, you're only going to do 1 in each. Okay, so what you're going to do is just go into each loop and do a single crochet all the way around, and you're going to have a total of 24. So this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright guys, we are back. So now, after we have done our 24 single crochet around in the back loops for round 5, we are now going to join in the very beginning one that we did, but in the front loop. You will join in that front loop with a slip stitch. Okay, so you should have 24 single crochet around here at the back of it, but in the back loop only. Now we're going to do round 6, so you want to now do a chain 1, and we're going to be working in both loops this time. So go ahead and put a half double crochet, and it's a little hard to get this first one started, but you want to do a half double crochet here into this beginning one, but you want to work under both loops. Okay, so you're going to do a half double crochet in that first one, and then in the next stitch you want to do 2 double crochet. Okay, the next one gets a half double, and then in the next stitch you want to do a combination of a Well, let's do a chain 1 first, and then in the next stitch you do a slip stitch, chain 1, and a half double crochet, all 3 of those in that same stitch. Okay, and then you're just going to start repeating that. So you'll start with 2 double crochet in that next stitch, so 1, 2, then a half double in the next, followed by a chain 1, and then in the next stitch you'll do a combination of a slip stitch, chain 1, and a half double crochet. Okay, so you will do that again and all the way around. So the next stitch, 2 double crochet, okay, a half double in the next, and a chain 1, and then the next stitch is a slip stitch, chain 1, followed by a half double. And these are the petals that you're going to come up with on this back round. So I'm going to show you once more, and then I'm going to let you go here on this round. So 2 doubles in the next stitch. The next stitch is a half double, followed by a chain 1, and then you're going to put a slip stitch, chain 1, followed by a half double crochet in the next. Okay, so I will meet you up at the last stitch or the last petal, and we will complete this round together. Alright guys, so let's do this last one together. So we will do the 2 doubles here in this first stitch, then our half double and chain 1, and then we will do our slip stitch here. Oops, let me get under both of those loops, chain 1, and the half double, and then the final thing you will do here, sorry guys, trying to get my yarn untangled here, is you will do a slip stitch in the remaining back loop of the first single crochet. So you will go here in that back loop and you will do your slip stitch. Okay, so you will end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 petals there on the back. Okay, so that is going to be your round 6. So I will join you right back and we will do round 7. Alright guys, for round 7, that's going to be our last round. What you're going to be doing is working in the back loops only of round 5. So of course this is round 6 and this was round 5 right through here. So what you're going to do is flip this over and you're going to be looking for those leftover loops, and I'm going to only have to point these out to you very carefully. If you go down here where we did those 24 loops that I was showing you earlier, you will see those leftover loops right through here. These are the loops that you're going to be working under. Okay, so you're going to have to flip your flower over and find these loops. Alright, so if you see where I'm pointing these leftover loops out, these are going to be the ones that you're going to be working under. Okay, these leftover loops are going to be row 5. So you know you have your row 6 right here, which is the petal that we made, and then your loops for round 5 are going to be right here. So it's going to be all along this edge right here. So you're going to have to look closely and find those loops. So for row 7, you're going to do a chain 1, and then you're just going to flip it over, and you're going to repeat round 5. So working in the back loops only. We're repeating round 6. We're repeating round 6. And you're working in round 5. That's my mistake, just to clear that up. So you're going to you can bend your flower and find that first loop. So mine is right here. So what you're going to do now is you're going to do a half double crochet. Okay. So you're going to do a half double crochet there into that first single crochet. So the next one is right here beside it, and they're going to be a little tough to find first off starting, but you'll find them. You're going to put 2 double crochet in this next one. Okay, and then in the next one you will do a half double crochet, a chain 1, then the next one will get the slip stitch, the chain 1, and then the half double. Okay, so then you'll repeat that around. So then the next one gets the 2 doubles, so 1 and 2, oops, wrong stitch, oh, my stitch is too loose there. So that gets the 2 doubles. The next one will get the half double, and then the chain 1, and then the next one will get your slip stitch, chain 1, and half double. Okay, so if you're looking at it, this is the way that that's going to look. And then you're just going to repeat this all the way around. So then you'll start over, you get the 2 doubles, the half double, and chain 1, and then your slip stitch, chain 1, and half double. And then you just go all the way around and finish that off, and you just work the process just like before, but it just makes it easier if you fold your flower. Makes it a lot easier. Okay, make sure you get that chain 1 in there, and then do your slip stitch in the next stitch, chain 1, and half double. Okay, so work this all the way around, and it's just going to kind of give it a back lifting layer there, and I'll meet you up and we'll finish this off, and we will then attach the flower and we will finish our cowl, and I'll be right back. Alright guys, I have finally gone around, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I still ended up with 8 petals here. So now what you're just going to do is join into that first stitch and pull that yarn through and finish that off. So I left myself a good amount for a tail, because what we're going to do now is we're going to sew that in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread this in my needle, and I'm going to go back a bit, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to thread my yarn back towards the middle a bit so I can sew it around the middle of my flower instead of the outside. Okay, and that just moves my thread, my yarn, to the center, because I'm going to sew my flower in the center there. So basically the way it goes down is you don't really have to unbutton and button this to get this on. So the way that I'm going to work this is I'm going to pretty much just sew this way. Okay, I'm just going to fold my cowl, and I'm going to put my loop where I want it and where my flower is going to be, and which I'm going to center my flower over the buttonhole here, just like this. So you're just going to center it, make sure that it goes over the buttonhole, and then you're just going to sew this through. So I'm just going to take my thread and put that right through the center of that buttonhole. Okay? So now that it's through your buttonhole, all you're just going to do at this point is you're just going to go in and out of the ring of the inner circle part of your flower. And you know, yes, your flower is going to act as your button, but it doesn't really need to be removed. It doesn't need to be unbuttoned and buttoned and fastened or unfastened, because this is plenty big enough to slip over your head. So I think it's mainly used as a decoration purpose. So that is one reason I'm attaching it as I am. You can attach it the way that you prefer to do it. And then you just attach it and sew this on. And I'm going to make one more pass around. And then that way it's also through the loop of the loop that we made for the buttonhole itself. You know, and then that way it's sewn through the buttonhole itself there. But you can also make a couple passes here on the edge. That way you can hold that in there a little bit as well. Just make sure that your stitches are hid, and they will be because of the so many layers on that flower. And that's pretty much all there is to attaching this. And you don't want you know, you can have this to have a little bit of give to it. You know, if you want this to come and be blocked like this, that's fine, or you can leave it to where it has a V-neck to it. That's totally up to you. But that's the way that I'm going to leave mine. I don't want mine completely closed up. So what I'm doing is just sewing a little bit of my edging down on my flower. So I'm just going underneath where you cannot tell it and you'll never see it. And that's the cool thing about this yarn, is it blends well. So any type of attaching that you have to do, you will not notice it if you do it correctly. And luckily, the bottom layer of most of my flowers is the same color as the thread here, or this part of the yarn. So this is going to be super attached. And now I am just going to go in here. And don't pull too hard on this because it will split on you. Trust me, it will break right in half. You just want to pull it enough just to give it a good tug. Just get you a couple knots in there. And now you're done. And then what I'm just going to do is weave it in a little bit. And then once you have your weaving done, putting in all of these strands, you will be finished with your cowl. And this was such a fun project, and it's such a beautiful project. And the yarn just really set it. So, and there you have the finished project. This is the flowered cowl. And then, you know, once you put it on and you bunch it up, it looks beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And I love it. And then you can, you know, it'll bunch up and get nice and thin on you, and just like the picture, just like this. Isn't it beautiful? It's so nice. It's not heavy, it's just perfect. I love it. Okay guys, that is the tutorial for the flowered cowl, and I hope you enjoyed it. And also, if you wanted to put a button in the center, you could also do that. That's totally up to you. Just play around with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial, and until next time, I will see you on the next tutorial for National Crochet Month. So happy hooking, guys, and see you next video.